Hi guys, it's Nancy. Welcome back to my channel. And this is the peak of the April 2023 Glimmer of the Month. I cannot believe we are into April already, you guys. This is just like, this year's just zoom, flying by. Pretty soon summer will be here. I cannot wait. All right, so a couple of products I want to show you here today. This is the 3D folder of the month, and you can see it's got a lot of different aspects to it, a lot of different florals. It is 3D, so those floral images, everything's going to pop on there, which is pretty neat. But I also like that there are these different kind of borders. So you can use the folder just like this, or you can cut the borders or cut some of these pieces and make them layers or backgrounds. So I think there's a lot of versatility here, or just leaving it the way that it is, whatever you want to do with it. Then we have the Glimmer of the Month for April, and we have this kind of leaf pattern. And I love this pattern because I think this is an all-year pattern, guys. We can use this, you know, in the spring, obviously, but we can also use this in the fall. I think this is going to look really pretty with some gold foil or some bronze foil. So we're going to put that in the Glimmer and let it heat up. And then you get the die to cut it out, if you want, and then 2 sentiments that say celebrate the little things and have an unbelievable day. Whoops. And then a roll of blush hot foil. And I don't know if this is coming with the set or if it was sent just because it does match, but it looks like it's a layering stencil that matches. So we're going to play with this, but I'm not sure if this comes with it or if this is part of a separate thing. So I'll have to look into that for you guys, and I'll put it down below. So I thought it would be neat to make this card in gray and pink. The florals in the embossing folder were speaking to me in pink. And then I have the gray. The gray is Lunar Gray. The pink came out of the Spellbinders Essentials multi-pack, which is still sold out. I wish they would get that back in because I love this paper. The gray is a little thicker. This is 100 pound. I think we'll use this as our card base too. And then we'll do some embossing and foiling on the pink. So while my Glimmer is warming up, let's cut all of our paper down here. So I'm going to use the gray. It's going to serve as 2 purposes. One for my card base because it's 100 pounds, so it's nice and heavy. And then another piece will be kind of my matte layer. So I will cut this one down to 5 1/4 by 4. That'll be the matte layer, and I have a little extra piece here. The pink layer, I'm going to cut down to, let me try to think how I want this. I'm going to cut this down to 5 1/4 by 4 for one piece. And then the other piece, we're going to do our sentiments and things on. So we'll just leave that the way that it is for now. We'll cut it down as we need it. All right, so my thought is this embossing folder, foiling sentiments, and then we'll mat it on this. Okay, we'll see how that goes. All right, so I'm going to figure out which piece here do we want in the embossing folder. Can I do just that? Oh, almost can fit just that floral, but it's such a small area. I think we'll be okay. I'm going to lightly spritz my paper. And I think I'm going to cut this down and just use that piece as my focal point, just those florals. And we're going to bring in the universal platform. And we need platform A and D. So we have A, our 3D folder and our paper, and D. No other platforms or shims needed. That's really pretty. Yeah, we're just going to cut that out. Okay, so then we're going to do our foiling. And the other piece, and this will be our matte layer. So on this piece, we're going to use the blush foil. There you can see my plate is warmed up. This is always the hardest part of foiling, is cutting that piece off of there. Okay, we're going to let that count down for 60 seconds while we do that. Cut the embossing folder down just so we have this panel. Okay, that's going to look pretty good. And then our glimmer is done now, so we can run it through the platinum. Probably should have done the sentiments at the same time, but that's okay. I'm going to give that a second to cool down. We're going to remove that because we're going to cut these out. And let's see, have an unbelievable day or celebrate the little things. I like have an unbelievable day because that's just an interesting thing to say. And then we have that other piece of foil. That's the piece that has the big chunk of tape on it. Oh, that is so pretty on the pink with the blush. You don't even need to color it. Okay, we're going to put the sentiment on there. Only because I'm being impatient here. Messed up my foil. little bit of an angle so we don't get speed bumps when we run it through. Okay, we're going to let that heat up now. And then we're going to color these and then we're going to cut them out. And you can see, I'm sure there's a way that this lines up. I just have to find it. There we go. So we can line that up like that and cut that out. All right, so let's see what this looks like when we stencil it. Bring in my little waffle flower mat. Get sticky stuff on it. And the same thing with the stencil. There's two parts, so we have part 1 and part 2. And I'm just going to grab some. I'm going to stick with this pink theme. I kind of like it. So we've got pink champagne, which is a lighter pink, or a more muted pink, I should say. I'm just going to hold my stencil in place there. You really don't have to stencil it. Those leaves look really pretty the way they are. And the foil resists that ink, so you don't need to worry about it. And then we're going to flip the stencil. This is the second layer to that stencil, and we're going to do that one in Be Mine. Okay, so we have our pink leaves. Okay, we're going to die cut those in just a second. Let's run our sentiment through the glimmer. Perfectly foiled. A little bit of over. Just gently dab with the eraser and it comes right off. Looks good. Okay, so now let's assemble everything. So I want, this is my card base. I'm going to use my little score buddy. Score that at 4 1/4. Flip it over. Oh, I didn't score it enough. Now we're going to flip it over and burnish that side down. That is some thick cardstock. Okay. So we have our layers here. Let's cut out our leaves. And then we'll put those around. We will cut this out, layer it on here, and then put some leaves in there. And then we will be done. Okay, so for die cutting, I need A, B, cutting plate C, and top plate C. So we're going to do A, B, and C. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on here. Just fall right out. And then we're going to flip this over and do it again. Let's see, which way do we go here now? Maybe that's the only side we can cut out. Why do I not see the same design repeated? Sometimes it's just a puzzle and you just gotta move it around and figure it out. Maybe there is no puzzle. Maybe that's all we get out of it. I see this one. Okay, well, I'm not going to fight with that right now. I'll have to figure that out later. It's interesting. Thought for sure it would line up again. But I guess it doesn't. Okay. Well, we will use what we have. Let's get back to assembling what we have. If I have to foil and cut another one, then we'll foil and cut another one. Let's cut our sentiment down. I probably could grab a banner die from another set, but we're already here, so we're just going to trim it. Trim it with the trimmer. This is where I want to use my banner. I don't want to get the other trimmer out. Let me see here. If I do this, if I double layer this, which I don't do often, but I think it would look pretty on here. Do I have enough left over to... Yes. Okay. I'm going to make this a little easier on myself. And use my Spellbinders tape runner. You guys, I've been reaching for this on everything I do now. Okay, and then I'm just going to give this a really tiny, tiny gray border here. Because we're going to double mat this. Okay, and then I can cut this portion off. There we go. That'll work on our sentiment. Okay, so that's pretty. This will work on this. We've got this. We've got it figured out. I really love that pink and gray combo. Okay, sentiment is done. Matte layer 1 is done. Okay, so this matte layer is going to be 4 by 5 1/4. I think we have it all now. Now we just start assembling. Oh, that's too big now. I'm going to make it a little shorter. Wee bit smaller. Oh yeah, that's way too big. Okay. There we go. Little better now. Is that more appealing to the eyes? Yes. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks pretty. Now if you wanted to, you could put some lunar paste on here or, you know, color them. I'm just going to add a little bit of shimmer. Where is my shimmer markers? Here we go. And if you have a Wink of Stella pen, this is a Spectrum Noir clear pen, whatever you have. But I'm going to add shimmer to those popped up layers of flowers there. Really, really pretty embossing folder. Okay, I'm going to give that just a second to dry. And then I think we figure out where this goes. I probably pop that up. Okay, I think that is what I want to do. Okay, so let's start assembling. Let's start assembling. Come on. Reminds me of like a classic thinking of you birthday. Really liking this pink and blue combo. I'll put that right in the middle. Lines up perfectly. And then we're just going to grab some liquid glue and add our little hot foiled leaves. Just kind of poke them through. We only need a couple of these. I cannot wait to get this set back out in the fall and do these leaves in all the fall colors and then stencil it in browns and leaves and things, or browns and greens. I think I'm going to leave that like that. And then this guy I will put on the inside. I'll put this extra. There we go. So that is featuring the April 2023 Glimmer of the Month. You can order this as a new subscriber starting on the 6th of the month. If you are already signed up for the Glimmer of the Month, then it will automatically be sent to you. And again, you're going to get the leaf glimmer plate, you're going to get the die, and you're going to get 2 sentiments. I'm not sure about the stencil, guys. I'll have to look into that for you. I put it over here. I have here, and again, you're going to get the blush glimmer foil. And then if you are also interested in the 3D folder of the month, now there are 2. There's the regular folder, but this is the 3D folder. So you'll need that universal plate system to use the 3D folder with the platinum if you have the older platinum. If you have the newer platinum, it comes with the universal plate system. And you can see how beautifully that foils and also stencils. You can use this as a background. You can use it and cut it out the way we did here. But I am very pleased with myself. I think this card looks really cute. And again, I just used those 2 products. If you have any questions, post your questions down below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I would love to have you a subscriber if you're not already. Thanks for watching, guys, and keep on foiling. Bye-bye.